How's everybody doing? Great. Come on now. Great. This is the end of the year. This is the last Rainmakers event. This is 2008. How's everybody doing? Great. Now I want you to stand up and I want you to find a partner. One person that you're going to be your partner for today. Okay. All right. Shh. Shh. Everybody got a partner? Ikey, hold on. Shh. You guys don't know how this game works. Does everybody have a partner? Yes. Okay. Now I want you to sit in silence, face your partner in the eye, and I want you to think about, I want you to just take a second and look back on your year. What was your year like? What were the things that happened to you this year? Look at your partner and see if you can tell what their year was like. All right. Okay. Here's what happened in my year when I started looking at some of my partners. I saw a kid that's 24 years old create one of the most dynamic, fastest growing businesses in the state of Indiana, go from $200 in sales a month to push $20,000 in sales a month. He's a rainmaker. He's in your midst. He's probably helped a lot of you grow your business. I saw and buried one of my best friends. A lot of the reason that you're here today are because of the words he put on paper. I saw people start $300,000 businesses now get to $4 million in sales with a problem of recruiting and finding new clients, new problem of finding new employees. This happened in the last 5 years. 1 year, I saw people transform from victims to people going out and making dynamic impact in the community. Look at the person that is standing next to you. Understand that you may be sitting next to the next person that is going to change Indianapolis, that will change the country, that will change the world. Think about it. Go ahead, sit down. I'm going to tell you a story. 7 years ago, I had a company that didn't do so well. Everybody ever have a company that didn't do so well? Anybody ever sell something and not do so well? Everybody have a job that they get laid off from? Have an industry not do so well? Yeah, it happens, right? Did I hit a couple of you 3 times in a row? Okay, 7 years ago, I was at a summit in New York. It was called AdTech. It was for venture companies that were looking to launch their businesses in technology and advertising. And I ended up taking a booth next to a couple guys. And these guys, you know, seemed like kind of geeky entrepreneurs, but they were engineers. A lot of times I run into people like you, Mac Earnhardt, not throwing out names or anything. He knows I love him, so I can say that. And I was talking to these guys, and they had this business model. It was kind of crazy, you know, and our business model was kind of crazy. That's the way it was back in '99. And we were talking, and he said how he was going to distribute what these guys were doing for search on the internet. And it turns out these guys' names were Sergey Brin and Larry Page. And at that point in time, we had actually beat them in our round of starting our business. We had raised capital before they had, and they were about 6 months behind us. Can you imagine? Can you imagine saying, yeah, Google was 6 months behind us about 7 years ago? Yeah. 7 years. change the world. There are people that are sitting right next to you today that have businesses because the way they have revolutionized business. Whole industries exist because what they have done. Because they believed in their ideas and people embraced them. And they created a win-win culture around to surround themselves with. Think about it. 7 years. Think about how much happens in 1 year. We're at the precipice right now to change your whole life. But here's the problem. You have to decide that you're going to change it. You have to get in the game. You have to accept your responsibility, your role, and how you're going to make that happen. And it takes guts. I'm going to share some statistics with you. Do you know that the top 20% of the Fortune 100 companies spend over 3 times as much money on training and development than the other 80? That they average twice the profits of the other 80 combined because they put money into people, into relationships. Do you know that the one common denominator of the two common denominators, you can tell I count from Michigan State, the two common denominators in the upper 20% of income are two things. They invest in masterminding, networking, in relationships with other people because they understand it is a great way to have access to expertise. The second thing they do is they invest in continuous learning. Look around. Be scared of the person that is buying the new books, that has read every single book you've read and is recommending 7 or 8 that you haven't. Be scared of that person because you're probably going to be working for them someday. That is the world that we live in right now. That is the speed at which it moves. A lot of us have taken it right on the chin last quarter, didn't we? It's okay, say it out loud. We took it on the chin. A lot of us, a lot of businesses we sell to, a lot of the things that affect our world took it right on the chin. What can we do about it? Here's one thing I can tell you can do. Go to work investing in you. Make this the year that you invest more than you've ever invested in yourself. And watch your world open up. If you talk to a member, if you've been around somebody that is getting coaching, if you understand what it means to be on the other end of investing in yourself on a continuous basis, you know what I'm talking about. And if someone around you, someone right next to you, someone sitting right next to you that you stared in the eyes and they didn't get that concept, take a moment and explain it to them now. Because we have that power to have impact in each other's lives, don't we? Every day. But we have to decide to do that. So in a couple minutes, I'm going to ask you to stand up. I'm going to ask you to find somebody today that you're going to make a dynamic impact in their life for the whole next year. An impact that's so great that they get up in front of an audience, much like this sometimes, and tell you what an impact you had in their life. The last thing that I saw happen this year was I watched somebody deathly afraid of public speaking get up in front of 250 rainmakers and command a room. It's pretty powerful when you can witness that. We have that impact in each other's lives every day. Stand up, make that kind of impact, be more, serve more.